We'll go back to the ground floor level, and in the ground floor we'll create walls up to level 1 height using the rectangle tool to draw these 4 walls. Then we'll go to the level 1 view. Notice in the level 1 view that plan isn't showing. If you look in the properties, this file has the underlay as none. If I change that to ground and pick apply, you'll see the ground view below this level 1 view. Now I can pick roof by footprint and change the overhang to 0 and leave the define slopes unchecked. Then change the base offset from level to a negative 1 foot 6 inches to bring that 1 foot thick roof down below our top of our wall or our parapet. We can then rest our pointer on the wall, tab, pick tab, and then click on the inside wall to place our flat roof. Pick finish edit mode. We'll go to the 3D view and take a look. There's our flat roof. Let's go back to level 1 and select our roof. By using the tab key, we can tab over to roofs and then click so that we have our roof selected. We're going to use shape editing tools to split our roof or floor to subregions that can slope independently. We'll start by picking add split line and draw a split line here in the middle. Let's go to the 3D view. Select your roof and then pick modify sub-elements. We can select our line and change the height of that entire line to -3 inches. You can select these points and change independently the height of these points. So maybe this one needs to go down even more. I can type in -5 inches, and now the roof is starting to develop its sub elements. You can even add a point if you need to restructure the slope of your roof or floor, or if you have a drain like in a shower floor and you just need one point to suppress the floor. We'll create one last building on the ground floor level to level 1 using rectangle so that we can take a look at creating a sloped glazing and a dormer. The first thing we'll do is go to level 1 and place a roof by footprint. We'll change the overhang to 1 foot, and we want to put the check mark back inside define slope. Also, we want to be careful not to use this -1 foot 6 offset that we used in the last roof. We'll change the base offset from level back to 0 and pick apply, and then we're ready to rest our pointer on the wall until you see the dashed line that represents the overhang. Tab and click to place your roof, and then pick finish edit mode. As we said before, we have a view range that we can change. Here under view range, we're going to pick edit and change the top to 15 feet and the cutoff plane to 15 feet. The cutoff plane is only a view of this level in order to see the objects. We're going to take a look at cutoff level, which is different from the cut plane. I'll go ahead and pick OK. And we said also if we didn't want to see these walls, we could change the underlay back to none to get a clean view of the roof. Now we'll go to the south view, and here in the south view we create another level that will represent our cutoff level. So in the Home tab we'll pick level, and here establish another level. We'll call this one level 3. We'll go to the 3D view, select your roof, and then in the properties you'll see cutoff level, which is different from the cut plane, which we said would change the view height and cut off the view. This is going to cut off that level, and we'll pick level 3 and pick apply. So the roof is cut at this point. We can now go back to level 3 and draw a roof. We can use roof by footprint, making sure we change the overhang to 0, and instead of using pick walls, we'll use pick lines. We'll pick these 4 lines to draw our roof that starts at level 3. We'll pick finish edit mode. If we go back to the 3D view, you'll see that added top part here as an extension of the roof. Select that portion of the roof and change the roof type to sloped glazing. Notice that it drops down because of the width of the glazing. So we'll change the base offset from level to 1 foot 4 inches. Pick apply, and you'll see that it comes back up to the top of the roof edge to meet with the other roof. You can then, in the Home tab, pick curtain grid and start to place your curtain grid. It's very light in color. Here, if I change my visual display, you'll be able to see the curtain grid that you're placing. Then you can go back to the Home tab and pick mullion and change the type to something a little bit smaller, like 1 inch square, and select here these grid lines to change into mullion. You can change back to shading with edges to see the glass at the top, and finish the rest of the glazing. And the last thing I'd like to show you here about roofs is similar to an example in the book, placing a dormer. I created walls on level 1 and established a new level that I could adjust if I needed to adjust the height so that it would clear this other roof here. And then I did change the roof slope to a 612 instead of the 912 for the clearance. In the 3D view, all I have here are walls and a roof. In the Modify tab, just next to the split face icon in the Geometry panel, there's a Join and Unjoin Roof. If we select that, we can pick the line that's at the back side of this smaller roof, and then pick this main roof and it joins the two roofs together. It's not the join geometry tool, it's the join unjoin roof tool. Then in the level 4 view, we didn't really need to have this extra wall here. When you place a roof, you can just use a line instead of picking the wall. And these walls need to come back further so that they can fill in this triangular portion over here. We're going to edit them anyways. But let's create a hole in the roof by going to the Home tab under Opening and Dormer. We can then select the roof that's going to be cut, which will be this one in the background, and then pick this roof to create an edge and continue selecting in the inside walls here using the Trim to Corner tool to clean up these corners. We can pick the Finish Edit mode and go to the 3D view. Look underneath here our model and see that there is a hole that's cut in the roof. We'll go back to the level 4 view and take a look at editing these side walls. I like to use a section to see the wall. We can go to that new section 2, highlight this wall and pick Edit Profile, and then edit the profile of this wall to a triangle, the portion that's actually showing above the roof, using Trim tool and creating here a wall that's cut back to the roof. Same thing on the other side. I can put this section here and then flip it to the other side. Go to this section, select the wall, Edit Profile, and create my profile for the wall on this side. Going back to the 3D view, you'll see that the walls are cleaned up and now they need to be attached to the roof. You can rest your pointer on any one of these walls and tab and then click and pick Attach, and then attach, select the roof, and the walls will attach to that roof. Then in the level 4 view, set the section up so that it goes through the dormer, and then go to that section, and here you can use the Join Geometry tool to select the wall and the roof here and join these elements so that they look more corrected in the section view. Going back to the 3D view, you'll see all of the different floor and roof tools that we've covered in these 2 videos.